Hello, my name is Kara Buck, and I will be exploring and demonstrating Class Dojo for you guys. Class Dojo is a class-wide PBIS system that you can access by going to classdojo.com or by using the downloaded Class Dojo app. When you're looking for the app in the App Store, the icon has a little green monster, just kind of like this one, with the blue background. The great thing about Class Dojo is that it is completely free to use, and you can use it on any device in order to operate this app. But you will need Wi-Fi in order to utilize all of its functions. Okay, so getting started, if you have not already signed up, you would just click this big blue sign up button and then fill out all the necessary information. It's pretty straightforward. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. I'm a teacher. It has all my information saved, and then I'm logging in. Okay, so they have a demo class in here for us. It is really easy to just create a new class. I'll show you how to do that through the demo class. So I'm just going to click demo class. They have some practice students in here for you. When you need to add students, you do have to do it manually. You'll just click the add student button, and then you'll just add their first and last name. So, and then click add Sally Johnson and save. Okay, so then Sally is now in the class. Once you have all of your students in your class entered into your classroom, all you have to do is click their name, and then they are ready to give points out. When you give feedback to each student, you can give them positive points. So, for example, they have helping others, on task, participating, persistence. Whenever you want to give them a point, you would just click the button, and then it will automatically give that student a point. The cool thing, too, is over here, it adds all of the students' points together. So if you wanted to do like a class-wide reward system or something like that, that's a cool way to keep track of that. You can also give the whole class a point at the same time. So if every single person is on task, you just click the whole class and then on task, and it'll give every single person in the class a point. They also have a section that says need work. You can add skills, and it'll take negative points away. So let's say that they're not on task, you could click it and it would take a point away. If I use this in my class, I would prefer to stick with the positive points rather than the needs work points, just so we can have like a positive classroom environment. And I think it would be really embarrassing if a kid got points taken away in front of the whole class. So I would rather focus on the positive rather than the negative. You can also add skills. So you could hit edit skills, and let's say they are, there we go. Let's say they are using critical thinking. You just type it in, and then you can click how much the point weighs. I'm just going to keep it at 1 because all the other ones are at 1, and then you're going to hit save. And then it just adds it right there for you, ready to go. So you can automatically go ahead and start adding that point for students. Okay. Up at the top, there's another tab called Portfolios. This is kind of cool. It's kind of like a place where students can display their work. They can post pictures, they can post videos, activity submissions, drawings. So it's a really cool place where the students can see what the other students are working on in the class. They also have Class Story. This reminds me a lot of like a Facebook page. So you can add photos, you can add text, you can add files, and you can share it with your parents of your students. They also have a messages tab, which is really cool. It allows you to keep in contact with your students' parents if you don't want to give out your phone number or whatever it may be. So you can constantly keep in contact with them through this, which is really cool. I'm going to go back to Classroom. Okay, so at the bottom, they have a bunch of tabs. I'm going to go ahead and click on Toolkit. This toolkit has a lot of really cool things inside it. For example, they have a timer where you can click, and it has different timers you can set up, and you can also create your own like random timer if you would want to. They have the random selector, which is really cool. If you click it and you just need one student to go do something for you, it'll randomly pick a student. So this one just picked Sally J. They have Group Maker, which is really cool. You can pick whether you want them in partners, groups of 3, 4, whatever. And then you can also click Don't Group Together, and you can type in specific students who you do not want in a group together, which we all know could be really helpful when we're making groups like that. They have a noise meter, which is really cool. I utilize these a lot in my classroom. You can set the sensitivity, and kids can see when they are getting too loud, the bars start to get red. And when they're at a good voice level, they kind of remain towards the bottom. So that's really cool as well. They have directions, which is just another place to post things, directions for students. Think, Pair, Share. They have, they'll pair you up, and you can post like whatever question you're wanting them to think, pair, share for. The Today button, you can post, it'll tell you what the day is, and you can post like daily announcements, a welcome message, any type of morning work, so that it's displayed for the kids when they come into the classroom. And then they have music, which is really cool. They have focus music and active music, so you can choose what kind of music you want playing in the background for this certain activity that you're doing. Okay, on the bottom, you have a bunch of other tabs for you. There's one that's attendance, which is really cool. You can mark attendance for your students if you're wondering why so-and-so doesn't have as many points as the others. Well, you can go back and look, oh, well, they were absent today, or they were absent this afternoon. So that's pretty cool. Then you just hit Save Attendance. They have the Select Multiple button down here. So if you have a handful of students who are demonstrating that skill, you can click whoever is doing that if it's not the whole class, and then you would say Give Feedback. And then you can choose which skill that they are working, or which skill that they have just demonstrated. Here's just a shortcut for the random student chooser. And then another shortcut for the timer. And they also have a stopwatch when you click the shortcut down here. And then Big Ideas. I am not super sure about what Big Ideas is. I want to say that it's kind of like GoNoodle in a way. It has activities and videos to help your students with challenges and things like that. So I have not really maneuvered through this one as much as the rest of the website. Something really cool about Class Dojo is that you can communicate with parents. I know we kind of talked about that before. You can, by clicking down here, Invite Parents, you can add the parent's phone number or email, and they'll automatically get contacted when they are receiving those points for certain things. And this is also how you would be able to communicate with them. You have to invite them to your classroom in order for you to send messages back and forth. When you go up here to Options, Edit Class is another quick way to add students and take away students. You can also click View Reports, which is really cool. You can look at each student and see what kind of points that they are receiving on a regular basis, and it even like separates them into categories for you. So she has on task over here, helping others over here. So that's really cool. You can see the report, and then you can also see the whole class report. And then you can also add co-teachers. So if you have more than one teacher, or you have a student teacher or whatever, you can add them on here, and then you can click Reset Bubbles in order. Let's say you had a classroom goal to reach 100, and let's say you reached that goal and you want to start a new goal, you can hit Reset Bubbles right here. And then the last thing I want to show you is just the display settings. It's just the typical settings if you want to sort by first names, last name, whatever. So it's just the typical display settings for you. So yeah, I think Classroom Dojo is a really cool tool, and I would really love to incorporate this into my classroom next year.